And then, yeah, so I literally just wanted to give my listeners and viewers an example of the rudimentary CRM and then the real one. So the real one, I left in connecting. I joined Smart Telecom. So Smart Telecom, we had a platform built by Oracle. Yeah. I know it's not called Oracle because I know Oracle builds systems. Yeah. But this was a management system where now that I realized it was a CRM software because when marketing would go out, they launch tickets and then they say, Pfizer, you have 5 people to call, so and so you have 5 people, and then these people have been disconnected. You have so and so has to go find feedback of why they've been disconnected or pick the units or that. And it was actually way much easier than using an Excel sheet.
Okay. If I may chip in and say a particular case scenario about this one, nowadays it's evolved from the days when we used to feed on Excel sheet. Nowadays it's like very issue a ticket. So they set a timeline for themselves. We have to address this particular ticket number by this and this hour. This is our turnaround time. So that is again a CRM software byproduct, you can say. So if you raise one that okay, Shailender was there and he was inquiring about this thing. So someone will call from back office. I heard you are interested in our product or our services. Let me know how I can help you today. So that is a CRM activity. We are doing it unknowingly or maybe without some questions in mind, you can say. But CRM is there in every walk of life. Sometimes we do it by data analysis and all, and sometimes we are doing it unknowingly. The way, for example, you did it, but you was not knowing that this is CRM platform or CRM activity I'm doing.
Alright, so on to the next question. We're actually halfway there already. But I'm enjoying that conversation. So, you know how Uganda is, it's vast. But when you're in Kampala, you kind of feel like the entire Uganda is Kampala, yet it's not. So we are here, we're talking about CRM, we're talking about all these softwares and all these Excel, sheets. But marketing exists even where there's no digital platforms. I'll give you an example. If you go to Gulu, if you go to Capture, I'm sure that Karamajong before, if they had to sell their cows, there's a way they market them. Yeah. Now, for things like customer relationship management, out of the digital world, out of Kampala, how does it work? Because the two examples I've mentioned all require a digital platform to actually put this data and do all these things. Now, I want to understand. My Rolex girl has no phone, no laptop, but he's like, hey, I also want to be, a leading force when it comes to marketing, and I want to do this thing called CRM. So, how should I walk him through something like that? Do I tell him get a book, draw lines, and feed in everything, and then just keep following everything you're doing?
As we mentioned, that how we are doing CRM without softwares, this is the question I picked. If we look back in our ancient time, suppose I'm a cattle keeper, so how I'm going to tell Faisal around and other people that I do have a good herd, which is healthy, which is producing good meat and good amount of milk and this and that. So there are people whom I'm talking with, and I'm asking these people, if you like this, why don't you share your findings or your views with other cattle buyers? And they may be moving from this village to that village, and maybe from this district to that district, and say, okay, yesterday I met a very fantastic farmer there, and he's having very good herd of cows and this and that. So what the person was doing? He was having data from you. He was using his knowledge how to spread the word. So that's a communication now based upon what we have fed him. So that is CRM offline or CRM of ancient time, you can say. It exists. Now Rolex guy and CRM. Okay, we cannot suggest something like very big whereby you need a software or very soft gadgets and this data and this. No, it's not possible for me. It's not commercially viable for him. But having said that, Rolex is 1,500 shilling in Kampala. The same Rolex, if you go and order in Cafe Java, it's 10,500 shilling. Why? Because of CR, because of other activity attached to it. How you are placing your brand. So those are all together different than we have done. Yes, CRM will remain there. Was there, is there, and will be there. Over the period of time, it may evolve more scientific. This is what I can say.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Okay, now that we know how CRM is important and the fact that brands are already, using it, what are some of the benefits that come with brands that are loyal to a practice like CRM? Because there are brands that are people who are going to watch this and they want to implement it as soon as possible. Not this whole thing of you have to see your CEO and talk to them and all that. I want people to go and approach their marketing teams or their CEOs or whoever they're going to talk to with a solution of what, there's this thing, these are the benefits that we could be benefiting if we actually implemented it. And we don't even need a software, we don't need this, we just need to do A, B, C, D. So what are some of the benefits people should go with in case they want to pitch something like CRM to their teams?
Okay, as we discussed earlier, that there is nothing which can happen without CRM. You have data and you are going to use that data for your planning purpose.
Yeah.
That is one thing. Mm-hmm. Secondly, if we go and ask our board or CEOs that, okay, I want a good amount of finance to buy this software, to buy that software, but the company may not have that kind of budget for those. So they have to start with basic. Yes, they can start with smaller teams, small amounts, and in their own ways and means to produce results. And then they can show those results to the management team, and they say, yes, now we can go big, and now we can buy some software whereby we can put in data and we can generate data and plans in a strategic way.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Which actually brings me to the fact that in so many companies, marketing teams are looked at as redundant. Yeah. In that even when they are now going to chop people, when they are going to cut salaries, they're not going to look at the sales team because sales is the reason we're making money. But marketing is also the reason we're making money, although we're always the first people they look at when it's time to downsize. So is it the way I'm seeing it? It feels like that marketing teams that are looked at as redundant are kind of not actually practicing CRM, because when I have a CRM platform or a practice, every end of the week I can literally walk to my CEO and tell him, hey, these are the leads we made, these are the conversions they made, these are the follow-ups, and this is what we are going to do next week. Yeah, because in my head now I know I need to do customer relationship management, yeah, as a marketer, as opposed to what did you do today as a marketing team? Okay, we got 2 followers on Facebook, we got we got 3 comments on Twitter and all that. Yeah. So is it is it true that marketing teams, in some workplaces, marketing teams are seen as redundant just because they're actually not practicing customer CRM?
Okay, this thing is a bit confusing as I talk of Ugandan perspective or third world perspective. Because most of the time marketing and sales are being confused.
Yeah.
And finance guys who are giving us money, they are thinking that these guys are wasting money.
Yeah.
But they are not having an idea from where this money is coming from. Who is generating that money? Because if a marketing guy is doing some activity out there, that activity will turn into a sale, and that is when money will be generated. So you can't say that 100% those activities of marketing will be wastage of money. Yes, I do agree in a market like Uganda where it's not marketing most of the time, it's trading. I bought my container, I'm going to sell it off, I'm going to have money in my pocket, and story. I don't want to know what is happening afterward.
Yeah.
But then there are some fine brands. So they are putting a little thing into the market to generate a brand. And if we want to generate a brand, CRM is a must. You cannot avoid it. You can delay it, but you cannot deny it.
Okay, so in other words, so it's true. If you don't want to be seen as a redundant marketer, you should definitely do CRM.
Definitely, you have to have. Because if we talk of a few fine brands like yesterday, what it used to be, now they are nowhere to be seen. You might have come across so many brands which you have seen.
I know so many. Yeah. So many.
So these guys are thinking that, okay, we are too big, we are known in the market. What is the need of doing so much expenses? Because those guys are maybe run by finance people who fail to understand. There is a changing market scenario. We need to understand the customer, what they are looking for, what frequency we should keep the relations with, how and what we can do to keep these customers, and we can enhance what is the frequency.
Okay. So is it just a practice for the marketing team, or the sales team can chip in, the finance can chip in?
It's like a cycle. When we are saying it's a cycle, a break in any link can distort you. But if it is complete, you keep moving.
All right. Okay, so for the brands out there, that are listening to this or that are watching this, I just want you to tell them 5 steps, because We've told them CRM is beneficial. We even told them the benefits, how it's going to boost customer retention, how it's going to boost customer acquisition, how it's going to, put the marketing team in a bright light of, hi, guys, we are not redundant. So in not more than 5 steps, or in not more than 5 points, how can the people watching, how can the people listening actually implement a CRM strategy as early as today in just not more than 5 steps? Because I don't even want them to forget this.
As I mentioned, this is a cycle. So you can't say that, okay, step one is this. Step one for me can be my existing client.
Yeah.
How I'm going to enhance.
Mm.
What areas growth is there.
Yeah.
Or chances of growth are there. So, or maybe if it's a new business, then they need to identify which type of product I'm using. How we can plan to have our product in their shelf.
Right. So
it's a cycle. I can't say that this step comes first. Because if it is a cold calling, then you are going to engage your sales team, then they will make a sale, and then they will come and give the feedback to the marketing team. Okay, we went and this, and this is the feedback. Now, again, that will be first step.
Yeah.
You are planning new thing for him or her or customer. Yeah.
All right. So let me help you because I feel like I've gotten the steps. Step one, go to Datamine and enroll. Because you'll find Mr. Singh and he'll clearly tell you why he has refused to tell us these steps. But anyway, from my understanding, you need to really, on a deep data analysis level, you need to really understand your business. And understanding your business is understanding your client. Step one, understand your client. Who is your client? What do they like? What time are they awake? What time are they asleep? Yeah. Because I mean, if you're going to get in touch with them, you don't want to be calling people at 8 a.m., yet they have night shift jobs. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And after that, I feel like you also need to understand your team. Because I mean, if I understand my clients, but my team cannot call them up, cannot follow up on leads, cannot even use the digital platforms I'm giving them, it's going to fail.
Of course, as we discussed earlier, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So one link, if it is missing, it means there's a gap.
Yeah. So understand your client, understand your team, and have a feedback channel.
That is must, because otherwise, as you mentioned, you worked in a
Telecom company and hospitality. Yeah.
And silently you pass on the information.
Yeah.
That's information now.
Yeah.
It's data, and based on that, they plan. This is customer relationship management. If nobody was acting on that particular piece of information, it will be missing.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. For those who are watching, this has been the Datamine, the Marketing at Datamine show. We're live every Thursday evening on Twitter at 6 p.m. and YouTube. For all those other episodes we've shot, this is our 7th episode, by the way, Mr. Singh. I plan on having the entire Datamine team here for episode 10. But we might need a bigger studio.
We'll be so happy.
Anyway, so you can find all the other 6 episodes on our YouTube channel, which is Marketing at Datamine. You can look it up. Other than that, if you just give my people just 4 or 5 or 3 takeaways, or even just one takeaway from today's discussion. Because my takeaway is CRM is important, it's beneficial, and you should work towards having it on a software platform. Because my personal experience, that Excel was really, really disturbing. The software bit was flawless. It was amazing. And I'm literally just finding out today, 4 years later, that it was customer relationship management. So any takeaways you'd like to share as we close this off?
Yeah, if you want really to empower yourself in CRM, learn at Datamine. They will give you insight, of course.
Amazing. Amazing. I couldn't